We have had a very successful engagement on how we want to carry everyone on board, particularly in public participation on the question of establishing Noreb and also giving it a legal standing as an organization. The purpose of anchoring Noreb in law is not just to facilitate the running of the Secretariat, but also to give it the legal status to engage with partners, development partners, and other institutions that can bring in resources, and even private sector. Private sector investments work best where it is structured and legal processes are very clear. Contract and treaties and agreements are very clear. And that is why we've said as a regional bloc, we want to take these steps that look small, that sometimes don't look important, and make sure we go through all the processes so that by the time we set Noreb out there, it can stand on its own, it can have a legal standing, it can engage, it can enter into contracts and agreements because it is clearly provided for in law.
The anchoring of the idea surrounding economic blocks into law is important because one major importance is that the issues surrounding the block would form the budgets of the member counties, and because we envisage contributions from the member counties to support the Secretariat and specific programs within the block, and it is only through entrenchment into law that the counties would be able to make it a budget item.
We realize that no one county can be able to achieve certain development objectives, and that some of them are best achieved if we come together.
And we are actually trying to look at all these regional blocks that we've tried to establish, and why we seem not to be moving at the pace is actually the question of public participation. So we have agreed on a framework of what we are going to engage. From here, going forward, we want to engage all the assembly leaderships in the region, in the Noreb, and after that, engage all the county assemblies. Then we want a forum to engage members of parliament, senators, women rep, governors, speakers, and the leadership. And from there, we also want the buy-in of the public servants, because these are the people who are going to implement some of these programs. These are the people in their respective counties come up with policies which must not be contradicting with the general view of what we are agreeing in Noreb. We have identified sectors that we've given priority, like tourism, like education, infrastructure, and the question of resolving the insecurity issues around some parts of Noreb. Those are not things that we are waiting for legal framework. Those are things that we are continuously engaging.
It's important to note that Noreb is mainly dealing with the regional economic integration between the 8 counties. It has no political inclination whatsoever, so it's just meant for economic posterity, and there is no politics to it.
2 things that we have identified that we want to push in this region is, 1, we want a cable car in Elgeyo Marakwet going to Kabarnet, Baringo County. We've not stopped pushing for that agenda, waiting for the legal framework, because we believe there are institutions in government that can still continue implementing even as we wait for other legal framework. In terms of tourism, also, in Turkana County, and something that so many Kenyans don't even know, that Lake Turkana is actually the only desert fresh water lake in this continent. So you can imagine this is a magical feature that we've not sold it. We Kenyans don't know. We are not selling it out there in the world. We have said in tourism, we are adding a new menu, something new on the tourism menu of this country. Cultural tourism. If you ask people what they say about Kenya outside the country, it's safari tourism and our good beaches. We are not selling Kenya in terms of cultural tourism. We are not selling Kenya in terms of the warm people of this country. That is what outside world really needs. And that's why our tourism numbers have stagnated at 1.2. A country like Greece which is a very tiny country with not more than 10 tourism features, attracts 35 million tourists in a year. As with all these natural features, we are not able to attract 3 million. It is because we are selling the same products year in, year out, ignoring other very important tourist features that we have in the country. We in Noreb want to really prime this place as a cultural tourism area, a sports tourism area, and a place with natural scenic features.
We agreed in unison that we are going to give our energy and we are not going to lose the momentum. And we are going to encourage also members of public through the public participation model that the office is going to develop, so that we have Noreb to stand out and its programs to stand out. And we are going to differentiate Noreb activities and the political issues.
So from the County Assembly's position, we are very happy for this engagement. We are ready to play our role in bringing up legislation and educating our people and our members on the importance of this economic bloc.